What's going on YouTube? It's NC, a place to be chilling with your homie Mr. A&E. Bad to give you guys an AEW Double or Nothing 2020 review. And joining me is the man who convinced me to check out Double or Nothing. It's not Deion Sanders from Primetime.
What's going on, y'all? It's me, the PRIME, ready to get into this review.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you. You know, you are, I mean, you made me go out there and watch it.
I mean, I would convince everybody to watch it, especially when they were announcing a Stadium Stampede match, which we never even heard of before. Of course,
exactly.
It's the first ever. Yeah,
first ever. So the funny thing was, I was about to call Prime, like, yo, let's finish up the podcast, and he was just like, "Are we gonna do that?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait, I'll watch Double or Nothing." I was like, "Oh, that is tonight." I said, "God, should I see it?" He said, "You should watch it," and I said, "All right, we're gonna do this." Now, obviously, I didn't watch the pre-show, but I did hear that it was kind of clunky, but we know who won, and that was Private Party taking on Best Friends. So
it was Bocce too.
Lil Bocce. So the thing is,
well, not a little Bocce. It was Bocce. Like, I don't know if it because Private Party ain't been wrestling in a little minute, but they were kind of missing some spots.
You know what? I have to agree. I think it is because they haven't wrestled in a while, because Private Party has only been doing some kind of things on AEW Dark. And I'm just like, yo, what was that Sunday? It was the last time Private Party was on Dynamite is when they had a crowd. That I can remember. That's them not being in the audience.
They usually be in the audience. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm just like, wow. So they got a little bit. So I saw, of course, the Best Friends won, because why wouldn't they? And so I hope they bring Private Party back on TV a little bit so they can knock some of that ring rust off.
Yeah, because they did the gin and juice ain't even look fluid.
Oh God.
I just let you look at that part. But yeah, the gin and juice was not fluid.
You might as well tell me. We are here.
Nah, he put his legs the wrong way, so like he one of them hooked his legs instead of like him doing it like had him like the walls of Jericho. That's how he his legs. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, we don't need that. But you know what? It's fine, because we're going to go on and start off the Double or Nothing pay-per-view with the first match of the night. And that is the Casino ladder match for number one contender shot at the championship at a future date. It's kind of like their Money in the Bank in a way. Now, usually they do the Casino Battle Royal, but this time we can't do Battle Royal, so now we're going to do the ladder match. Now, this ladder match is different because after every 2 minutes, the thing that me and Primetime said on the podcast that they shouldn't do, which is every 2 minutes, they did anyway, right? So we have Darby Allin versus Coco Banner versus Orange Cassidy versus Joey Janela, who is replacing Rey Fenix because Rey Fenix got injured on past episode of Dynamite. Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, and Frankie Kazarian, the Luchasaurus, and a special guest. We'll get to that when the guest comes out. So we do the whole Royal Rumble 2001 thing. It's random, right? So we have both members of SCU starting off the matchup, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. So
I mean, I don't know how much I like that.
I didn't like it at all. I was just like, okay. It's kind of, I hate when that's why I think they don't put tag teams in Rumbles, because they always want the tag teams to be in a scenario where they got to face each other, and I'm just like, no, I don't like that. So
it's not even that though. Like, to me, it's like they could have just played rock paper scissors, and whoever lost, like, hold the ladder for the winner, and they get the chip and it's over. You don't even need the other 7 guys.
He said rock paper. No, they ain't how SCU work. You know that. But so first they go out there and get the ladders, and they realize, like, all right, stop. Let's just have a wrestling match for the first 2 minutes. So that's what they did. They both pushed the ladders out, and they had a little bit of wrestling match. Then coming in at number 3 is Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian comes out with Penelope Ford, and he comes out at number 3, and then he starts attacking Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, tries to get the ladder, the usual stuff. Then at number 4, it's Darby Allin. Darby Allin comes in, ducks a...
Comes in, kills himself.
Oh, wait, hold on, I apologize. Jimmy Havoc comes in, and he comes in, and then he gets German suplex on a ladder that's bridged across the two bottom ropes, and he's gonna take it out. And I was just like, why is Jimmy Havoc? I was like, this is going to be an overbooked match. When I first seen Jimmy Havoc and Penelope Ford come out there with Kip Sabian, the first thing I said was, this is going to be an overbooked match. Now, I'll get to it. So, Darby Allin comes out, ducks a closeout from Scorpio Sky, dives to the outside. He's not done yet, because you know,
kills himself instantly.
He's going to kill himself anyway. So, there's a big ladder on the outside. Usually when there's big ladders on the outside that's bigger than the ring, I call them the Jeff Hardy ladders. So, the Jeff Hardy ladders on the outside. He has Frankie Kazarian bridge from the apron to the ring. And he go there with a skateboard. I'm just like, he's not about to do what I think he's about to do. So, he's on top of this huge ladder and attempts to do a double foot stomp with his skateboard underneath him.
Yeah, he should have just did the coffin drop, honestly, but you know.
That would have killed the worst, bro. I would have rather
him take a coffin drop than them to blow his knees out.
I mean, they're both bad, but you know this is Darby Allin here. So he does this. Kazarian, what does he do? Any smart veteran would do. Move. So he moves out the way, and Darby Allin just crashes and burns through that ladder, feet first. This is something Finn Balor would never do.
Instantly held his knee.
Exactly. I was just like, well, he's out for a good portion of the matchup after this. The number 5 is freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. He comes in, tries to stand on a falling ladder already, and it's just like, okay, obviously that's not going to work. But
yeah, I mean, it was good the first couple spots, and then when he did that for the whole 2 minutes though.
I was just like bruh, you know how to set up a ladder. So, and I was just like, this is getting kind of old. Then Colt Cabana comes out. That he pushes Orange Cassidy out the ring, and then tries to go attempt to climb the ladder himself. And then as he's doing a scary spot here, which I'm not taking, he gets pushed off the ladder, but he holds on to it, and he falls into the corner, and the ladder like snaps on his hands. I mean,
honestly, I thought he wasn't supposed to fall. But like he was supposed to just hold on to it, but then the thing snapped on his hand, so he fell anyway, and then grabbed back onto it.
You know, that makes sense too. Then Orange Cassidy starts doing his little kicks to the shins to SCU, but then gives him a front dropkick kip up, and then dives out the ropes, still with his shades on. So that's Orange Cassidy. So then after all that, out of nowhere, Joey Janela comes out and just flips. And on SC on the outside, and then he goes off the rail, jumps on Jimmy Havoc, who's still out there. I don't know why. So he replaces Rey Fenix. Can you imagine the shit Rey Fenix would have did in this match if he didn't get hurt?
It'd been crazy.
It'd been crazy.
They gave him a good replacement because it's like we know George Janela gonna do some crazy stuff. Didn't do as much crazy stuff here, but you know he usually would do something crazy.
Exactly.
They didn't get that much dives because you know Rey Fenix would have dove off of something.
Exactly. So then next up is Luchasaurus. So Luchasaurus comes out and starts attacking Colt Cabana and then SCU. Then they do the spot I hate. And then he has Kip Sabian in the powerbomb, and he's going to the outside. You see them clearly waiting for this powerbomb to come. And then, am I lying, Prime?
No, you see him. Yeah,
and then they throw Kip Sabian on the whole pile of everybody. I just don't like the pile-up spot. I don't like it at all. I've told everybody, Primetime knows me well enough to know that every time I see this spot, I cringe because I can't stand it. I hate guys standing there waiting for this thing to happen. It doesn't look natural at all. So, but anyway.
So, well, I will be honest. Some know how to make it look good. Though. Some of them still fighting and throwing punches. And then some of them, they clearly just looking up, waiting, and hugging, you know.
Exactly. And like, come closer, here it comes. Yeah, so it all depends who you're working with. Then Luchasaurus gives Frank Kazarian a choke slam in the middle of the ring as the time winds down.
Oh, they didn't have that much good chemistry, I thought.
Oh no, they didn't. Neither did then.
Frankie Kazarian, I felt was botching the whole match. Even though I love him, him and Luchasaurus, I felt were the two most botchiest in this match. And
yeah, because glad you brought that point up because Luchasaurus on the middle rope and Darby Allin makes his return and does like a cold red from the top rope and it just didn't look good because like Luchasaurus kind of like didn't like snap the right way, the way the powerbomb did. So I was like, you're right, they're kind of botchy. And then it's time for the last entry to come out, and then we hear Taz's voice over the speaker. I'm like, Taz, the first thing I think of is when Pronto you tell me, pop them hips. So
you gotta pop those hips. Yeah. That's how you say it.
And then every time. Here comes Brian Cage. I was like, why didn't I even think of Brian Cage? I didn't even think a lot. Brian Cage, that's a good one right there. Now he comes out.
Now, I gotta say though. So because I watch different reviews and such. For people that don't watch WWE, they thought, it's a fail because it wasn't a WWE guy. I'm like, yes, it's not a WWE guy, but Brian Cage is still pretty good.
Brian Cage
Even
is
if you
great.
don't know who he is, he is still pretty good. And he's a big guy, so that's a plus. They got a big guy.
Yes.
So everybody talk about how little that they are and the vanilla midgets and stuff. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah, people used to call him Lucha Lesnar in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Only thing is, I hope he started fighting regular sized people because for a minute there he was fighting like people less than his size and women for a minute.
You know, first of all, I hope that they turn Brian Cage into a legit monster. Because look, don't get me wrong, I like all the athletic stuff that Brian Cage does, but I'm not a big fan of him always doing the cruiserweight stuff. He can do it, yeah. But somebody that size, I'm not a big fan of him doing it all the time. I want him to be not necessarily a big man, but him to be a powerhouse. And then when those big time matches require, he can bring out the lucha stuff. But
that's his style though. Like that's probably the one thing that I like and don't like about him. I like when he does it, like you say, once in a while. But when he does it every match, it just don't make it special, and it just defeats the purpose of him being big.
Exactly. So maybe with Taz and him actually coming to AEW, which is not necessarily an indies place, I think they'll probably with minds like Chris Jericho there and Cody, they can work with him on that. So, but he comes in there and does what he needs to do, be a powerhouse at first. Tosses Darby Allin to the ring. He literally tosses Darby Allin. It's like the middle rope, very very sloppy. He tries to call
I was gonna say I did like the storytelling how Taz has been trying to recruit Darby Allin, and then he's the one in the ring when Brian Cage comes out.
Yeah, and that's something. So, that's going to be one of the first matches. Brian Cage tried to climb the ladder. Orange Cassidy has him by the throat, then they start pulling him down, and then they do the classic, because you're the big guy, we're going to bury you. So, it hit him with a ladder to the outside, and then they start throwing ladders and sides of the that metal gate that blocks the ring from the crowd. Mm-hmm. And a big ass Vegas gambling chip right on Brian Cage. So he's buried right now. And I mean he's legit buried. So
yeah, he was there for a while too.
He was. Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian start climbing up the ladder, and then as Kip Sabian's about to punch him, Orange Cassidy grabs his finger and knocks him off the ladder. Then here comes Penelope Ford. I said, see, this is what I was talking about. Now don't get me wrong. There are certain times I like it, but remember WrestleMania 17 X7 when Lita and Rhino and Spike Dudley, and I was just like, we got all these representatives of these teams coming out, and I'm just like, we need don't need to be overbooked like that. So Penelope Ford gets up in there, and then she is trying to hold back Orange Cassidy. Then she gets knocked into Kip Sabian, as you've seen that coming. And then here comes Jimmy Havoc back in the ring, attacking Orange Cassidy. But then here come the best friends to come help Orange Cassidy. See, this is what I'm talking about. This was over. I was like, this is way too overbooked. I like regular ladder matches that was just be regular ladder matches. So Luchasaurus comes to the ring. Orange Cassidy tries to chokeslam him. Here comes Marco's stunt with the small ladder. And then goes, and then they both give him a double chokeslam. I thought that looked stupid, in my personal opinion.
Everything Marco stunts looks stupid. But,
exactly. He does that. So then now we just have the whole Frank Kazarian tries to come off the ladder and give Luchasaurus Hurricane Rana, and that whole thing gets botched.
Yep.
That whole thing gets botched.
I thought he reversed it to a powerbomb. No, he just missed it.
He just missed the whole thing. Joey Janela has Orange Cassidy on the apron, does a running Death Valley driver off the apron to the outside on the pile that Brian Cage is under.
Mm-hmm.
I said that was crazy. But SCU both try to climb the ring. Luchasaurus tosses it off, and then Brian Cage like comes from the rubble like the phoenix from the ashes, and then him and Luchasaurus have a little thing inside the ring, little scuffle back and forth. Then Taz comes out, and Taz is just like, look, end this shit, okay? Like, end it. After he gives Luchasaurus a powerbomb in the corner on the ladder, which looked like it sucked. But then we're just not done yet. As he's climbing the ladder, here comes Darby Allin. So then, as Brian Cage gives him a clothesline, Brian Cage does that. What's that suplex tombstone he does?
I forgot. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So he puts.
I can't recall the move.
He puts Darby Allin on a ladder, which I recommend that this right here was probably the dumbest shit you probably can do.
It's funny though.
It's funny because he died again, but it was still the dumbest shit you could probably do. So what he does is puts Darby Allin on a ladder. He picks up the ladder, like gorilla press slams his ladder right to the outside, where there's another ladder standing up, and Darby Allin just crashes and burns and dies.
Pretty much.
And I'm just like, he could have killed that, like legit killed that guy. And then Brian Cage goes up and wins the Casino Royale ladder match. Good I'm not going to say it was the best ladder match because it was overbooked like shit. And what I mean by that, I love Brian Cage, I love some of the spots, but like when Penelope Ford and Marco Stunt and the Best Friends all got involved and stuff like that, that to me kills the momentum of a regular ladder match to me. And like, it didn't kill WrestleMania X7, and it didn't kill this match, but I don't like the overbooked kind of ladder matches. What's your opinion of it?
I mean, yeah, I thought it was a good match, yes, but it was overbooked when you had Marco Stunt on a mini ladder, Jimmy Havoc for no reason, the Best Friends coming out. All that was not needed.
It wasn't.
Especially in the grand scheme of the match, it was not needed at all. But I guess they wanted to get them all on the card, the main card.
Yeah,
so.
And you can put them in the audience like they were before. I'm just saying, but you know, whatever the case may be, however you want to do it, fine. Next matchup is we have MJF taking on Jungle Boy. Can I tell you how shocked I was by this match?
I mean,
I was actually shocked by this match. Look, I didn't watch too much. Was it MLW with MJF in there?
Mm-hmm.
So, only thing I have to go off by MJF is the matches he's had in AEW so far.
Okay.
I'm just like, okay, he's all right. He's solid. I mean, he's a great talker, great character, but he's a solid wrestler. But ain't nothing special about it. It's kind of like, now, I put him over EC3 because I think EC3 has a mouthpiece, but he's just not a great wrestler. I don't think, in my opinion.
You gotta take it to consideration. He is like 23.
Who? MJF. Well, no. What I'm saying is, this match showed me how good of a wrestler he is.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not taking away from his ability. I was just shocked because I haven't seen much of MJF stuff. Him and Jungle Boy went out and had a damn good matchup. I was like, I've seen Jungle Boy before. I like Jungle Boy can wrestle, but I was just like, I did not know that MJF was that good of a wrestler. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was a solid wrestler, but I thought he wasn't that great of a wrestler.
I feel like this match was very good, especially from being like 23 and 22 years old, and you having a match like this. Like, the future is good for AEW.
The future is great for AEW, and the thing is, because I don't think he had that match that they wanted to have with Cody. So, now the one spot they did do was Jungle Boy's running. Well, first of all, I like the double arm stomp off the top of the rope. Okay. It takes precision to get that move right. This is the things. These are the kind of things I don't like, though. So Jungle Boy runs and he hits a destroyer on MJF. After the destroyer, he hits him with a super kick. Those kind of things I don't like. Then he hits him with like this God, what's the name of that driver? that he almost beats him with. I forgot.
I can't remember the name.
I don't know if it's Michinoku Driver. I'm not sure what it's called, but he kicks out of that. On the outside, Jungle Boy goes for a poison rana to MJF, and oh my God, he lands square on his head on the apron.
Right on it. Yep.
That was scary. I was like, huh?
Either Shivani or Excalibur was like, oh my God, he's out. He broke his neck.
But instead of a count out, Jungle Boy has to go back and get him in there. Gives him a power bomb from the top rope. MJF goes and gets like a crucifix cover, not a crucifix, like a leg bridge cover over Jungle Boy's legs, and wins the matchup. And it was a damn good match. Yeah.
It was kind of slow at first, but then it picked up, and when it picked up, it was very good.
Yeah, so I was actually shocked by that. Next matchup we have is for the TNT Championship with Mike Tyson presenting the TNT Championship. So Mike Tyson comes down with this belt. First of all, we have to ask you, Prime, how did you like the belt?
Well, it's not finished yet, so when it's finished, then I will tell you.
They did say it's not finished yet due to the pandemic. They didn't have a chance to finish it, so they are going to finish it and put some plates and stuff on there and some gold plate stuff like that on there. But as of right now,
I will tell you though, I like the detail on it because it has a building on the side, and if you don't know what building that is Ted Turner's house, his mansion, the Turner mansion. On the side, of course, for TNT, for Turner, they got the mansion on the side. I couldn't see the other plate. But I'm sure they're gonna add something. They have to have something in the middle, right? Yeah, it can't just be TNT. They have to add like a logo or something in the middle.
Yeah, you gotta have AEW. You gotta be a representation of them or something.
Yeah, because the middle is just TNT champion. That's like 24/7 title.
Your mic went down. I can't hear. Your voice went down.
Like the 24/7. Like the 24/7 championship, we just got a big logo in the middle.
Yeah, well, it's an ugly clock in the middle, and I don't like it. But yeah, this championship, I'm not the fondest on. I don't think it's too ugly. I mean, the red is kind of blinding, but I think it's a good secondary championship. So if I think the finished product, I think they had a picture on Facebook of how it's supposed to look. I think it looks kind of cool.
Okay. Maybe you think they should have tried the right strap, or they didn't want to make it too close to the Intercontinental?
I think they didn't want to make it too close to the Intercontinental. I think they were trying to do a tribute to NWA's TV title back in the day, that red one they had.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what they tried to do. So Mike Tyson comes out, and then as he's coming out with the championship, Lance Archer, this is his new thing now, which I think is not working. He comes out and destroys this.
I think it's over with the people on social media.
Oh, you like it?
I mean, I think it's whatever, but people on social media really like that he has a thing where he beats people up every episode, every time he comes out.
In the match, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm saying, I mean, if people like that, I mean, that's cool. I'm not, hating your thing, but I'm kind of over it. I really don't care. Then, of course, you already know your boy come out, got to get his entrance, got to get his fireworks, got to get his flames.
He did not come from the ground, which I'm surprised. I thought they changed the stage for him to come out the ground.
That's what I thought. But no, he didn't come out. And first of all, he didn't come out with Brandy, did he?
No, she said she was gonna stay in the back.
Yeah, because when she later in the night, I get to when she had with Dustin, she was looking off to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why you want to put? Oh, that's why, because Jake Roberts was out there, so probably wanted to stay in the back. So this match started. It's a Cody match, and then off the back, Lance Archer hits his finisher. I forgot what he calls his finisher.
It's the blackout.
Yeah, no. Is it the blackout? It's the reverse Razor's Edge.
Yes, I think it's the blackout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he hits that. Cody goes outside the ring. So, we're done on that. So then we go back and forth a little bit. It's a slow kind of Cody kind of matchup. Cody takes some hard bumps here, such as like he goes for the springboard cutter, and then Lance Archer just knocks him out the way. They go to the outside. Cody's on the railing, and then he gets like kind of like slam throw to the mat that looked like it hurt. Every now and then they pose on Tyson, and then but here's the highlight right quick. Your girl Big Swole, my girl Big Swole. She out there. She got a t-shirt all cut, with her titties out, and then she out there making all the noise. You know what I'm saying? They told her to go out there and be the wrestler fan, and she was like, you need me to do that? I got you. She was sitting there arguing and cursing with Lance Archer. You ain't shit, and they was trying to hold her back from going over the rail. I'm like, yo, what Swole? What's wrong?
It's not even like like she was like in the stand. She's like the mom fan, like the mom that believes wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Back in the day, the old mom and stuff. Yeah.
She was at Tanisha Arnold for main event.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was just like, yo, girlfriend, your shirt cut way too low. You keep jumping around, something about to fly out. Just saying.
I mean,
don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Okay, so we don't need to go by play for a Cody match. It's a Cody match. We get to the end. So Lance Archer is trying to do the whole what is it? Walk the ropes like the Undertaker does, right?
Yeah, but his is. I don't like the way he does his though.
Yeah, he got to go from one corner to the other. I'm just like, that's dumb. Arn Anderson says that's dumb and knocks him down. And then Cody gets him a reverse suplex off the top, which looks scary because Lance Archer doesn't look like he's in that full rotation. And then the referee asked Tyson, did he do it? And Tyson said, yeah, get him out of here. So I was like, Tyson, do you not want to be there, man? It's your love for it. You know what's funny? When Tyson was working with Austin, and when he was working with DX them 2 times, Tyson legit looked like he was having fun. But then when Tyson had to fight punch Jericho or weekend AEW, it looked like he don't want to. It's like he wants to work with certain people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I mean, that happens. That probably happens when you probably a wrestling fan. They say, hey, you want to come to AEW? He's like, yes, I've been waiting to meet so and so and so and so. They said, oh, well, you're going to do a thing with Lance Archer. He probably was like, who is that? So, I'm gonna come here. I'm going to work with Chris Jericho, and I'm going to work with all these people. And Matt Hardy, no, you're going to be working with Lance Archer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the 2 old guys. So, then after they said, well, they tossed Arn Anderson out, let's toss Jake Roberts out. So Jake Roberts comes back with a bag. You know what's in the bag? It's a snake. So Tyson says, no, we ain't doing the snake. He take off the shirt to basically show everybody how in shape this man is at 53 years old, and I can still legit kick your ass.
And Jake Roberts about peed himself.
Yeah, Jake Roberts said, bruh,
I told you that's what he was going to do. I told you he was going to try to fight Jake Roberts, and you talk about he ain't going to do that.
I was wrong. I can admit I was wrong. Because here's the thing. I really thought we was going to get our old man thing. Because remember, they was teasing like a DDT spine buster thing going on.
Come on now, you know Jay Snake can't take no back bump.
I was about to say, is you gonna get a classic DDT, with the back smack, or we gonna get a classic Arn Anderson spine? Because Arn can still hit the spine buster.
Arn can still hit the spine buster. I forgot where I was. I was at a convention, and Ricky Steamboat tried to come up and tried to talk trash to to Jake the Snake. He was like, "If I give you a DDT, none of us would get up." So.
I can see that, but
Yep.
So Jake runs off. Then Cody. This is Cody's new thing. He's going for Blackout. Cody goes for the crossroads, not once, but twice. And then
at least he rolled into it well, like Cena.
He did. He did roll into it well. And then he wins the TNT Championship. Tyson presents him the championship. Tyson like, all right, am I clocked out? All right, we out.
Tyson came in the ring like how the women do sometimes too.
Exactly.
I was like, Tyson, you forgot how to get in the ring, man?
So I think it's really good that Cody wins the championship. I think he needed to, because Cody been winning matches, but he don't win no big time matches.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was gonna win this anyway because of the storyline reason.
Exactly.
They kind of disrespected him and his wife and stuff. So. And by the way, this week on Dynamite, Mike Tyson makes his debut. He's gonna be on there. Don't know why, but he's gonna be on there.
Oh God. Okay.
So maybe him and Lance Archer or Jake the Snake could do something.
I guess so. So we got I think next was Chris Statlander taking on Penelope Ford.
Penelope, yep.
Yeah, which this match was dead when it came in there because it had no heat.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be Britt Baker, which that match kind of had no heat either, but it had more heat
than this. So Chris Statlander wins. So I'm sorry to keeping it short like that, but it wasn't nothing. It was only like a 5-minute match. There's nothing really to get excited about. And Penelope.
Right. We got to keep this next match short too, then.
Exactly, because the next match we had was Shawn Spears taking on Dustin Rhodes. Shawn Spears is out there complaining to the referee, and then Brandy Rose comes out as a decoy. I'm like, you need a decoy for Shawn Spears? Okay. And then Dustin Rhodes comes from behind him and then attacks him. And then I'm like, what is the point of this match? So Shawn Spears is in his dress clothes. So he's not obviously ready for a matchup. Dustin Rhodes strips him of his dress clothes because this is what he wants to do. He's in his underwear. And then he pulls down, you see his bare ass, and he starts spanking him. And I'm like, okay, why? And then on top of that, he has was it Dustin Rhodes or was it Shawn Spears that had a picture of, was it Tully Blanchard on his crotch area of his shorts?
Yeah, that was a miss, a swing and a miss.
That was, I'm like, okay, you know what? So then curtain call is done. Dustin wins. Here's my thing. I don't know why Brandy wastes her time coming out to this matchup. Second of all, I don't know why. So this is what Shawn Spears comes to here for. This is what Shawn Spears comes to AEW for. He was better as Ty Dillinger in WWE. I'm sorry. The Shawn Spears thing has not
Shawn
worked.
Spears, the personality is good. Shawn Spears wrestling is not. Because his personality is good. Him and MJF, him talking and his promos are good. When he wrestles, he does stupid stuff like get pinned by Figure 4, which he'll never live down. So,
no, never again. So we get a promo for All Out, and then we get like a little tribute thing for Hana Kimura. I'm sorry,
Hana
Kimura. I'm so sorry, bro. That's probably one of. I can't get started on it, but yes, Hana Kimura. I do apologize. I'm really not good at Japanese names, but a young lady who died recently. I'm just like, man, because wrestling been hit hard with deaths this year also.
That situation was like the saddest situation, but I don't even know I want to talk about it.
No. I'm not saying we gotta talk about it. It was a very sad, unfortunate situation of what happened to her. You guys can go look it up. We're not going to talk about stuff like that, but may she rest in peace. But I'm glad that they did bring something up about it because not a lot of people knew about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's like a situation that happened earlier in the day, and then they were pictures that were sent out and they were deleted. Everybody thought, okay, she's got help. Turns out she didn't. So,
it's very, very emotional. I'm telling you right now, screw social media. But so now we're on to the next match, and the next match is for the AEW Women's Championship, a no disqualification matchup. Nyla Rose taking on Hikaru Shida.
Yep.
There we go. Thank you. Okay. This is, I'm going out on the line saying this, Brian, the best women's match in AEW since it started.
Okay, I can give you that.
This is the best AEW's women's match they've had since it started, and I'm glad to say that because this match, it felt like a good match, not a good because they're women match, or not a good like because they were trying. No, this felt like a good matchup because
yes, I think they're starting to gel more. At least
these two.
Yes, because Hikaru Shida is very, very good. If y'all haven't seen her Joshi, y'all go watch her. I'm pretty sure she has a match with Hana Kimura somewhere if y'all want to watch that too. But she is like very, very good. But goes to the USA, does their style. They don't mesh well. They gotta find a way to perfectly mesh both styles well. And they're still getting there, still kind of botchy, but this match was very good.
We go to the outside. We see Big Swole getting up in Nyla Rose's face again. And then she gorilla press slams Sheeta over the railing through like this casino poker table. So that was just like God. So now we're on the outside, and now they're fighting everywhere. She jams a chair into Sheeta's neck, and then she just rams a chair in her ribs. Like she's really beating the shit out of this woman.
Pretty much. That's what Nyla Rose does.
Exactly. So, but you know what I'm saying. But I thought it was kind of pretty much even for a little bit. Then she goes. Gives her trademark knee off the top. She draped across the ropes. They sets up a table in the corner.
I think that should be her finisher, honestly. But
I think that's a nice move.
Yes, very.
If she hits a good, she brings out her trademark table, and then she goes and powerbombs Shia right through the table. I'm just like, so Nyla Rose won this match, all right? that's what I was saying. And then she hits a Death Valley driver and starts beating her with the kendo stick. And then out of nowhere, it's just like, you know, Shia gets like the second win. It's like, and hits a beautiful close call Falcon's arrow from the top rope. Yes. I haven't seen men hit a Falcon's arrow from the top rope. We've seen Seth Rollins hit the superplex first and then hit the Falcon's arrow in the mat. But it's very rare that I've seen wrestlers hit the Falcon's arrow from the top rope. And as big as Nyla Rose is, that was impressive to me.
Yeah, that is her main finisher, but since she fight Nyla Rose, I guess they couldn't say like she could do it more than one time in a match, so that was her one time, and she picked that time to do it.
You're right. She hits her with the knee strike, Nyla Rose kicks out, hits her with a kendo stick over the top of her head, and then but also, see, I forgot about this part also when they was in the crowd. She did an old school, if anybody remembers the match between Kenny Omega and John Moxley, that violent match they had, when Kenny Omega hit the V trigger on Moxley like through that little like casino chip, the light thing. So they kind of do this here where there's a domino chip that Nyla Rose is balanced up on the outside. Sheeta runs up these stacked domino chips and gives her knee strike, and she falls right back on the domino chip. I thought that looked cool to me. I thought that looked really cool, and but then finally when we get into the ring, she hits her with a candlestick in the head. Then gives her another knee strike, and she becomes the women's champion.
Yep.
I have a question. Do you think they did this because of what happened?
I don't.
Okay.
I know a lot of people can say it. Well, look, Hikaru Shida has been number one contender for 11 weeks. 11 weeks she's been number one contender. She finally gets her shot. Plus, the storyline going into this was Hikaru Shida loves her kendo stick.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose took her kendo stick, so she got to fight to get her kendo stick back. That was the story with it. But because of Hana Kimura passing, it kind of was a celebration type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel. Because then after that, they kept saying it. After.
Yeah. And as I said, there was because in my personal opinion, I kind of hope they wasn't doing it just because of what happened, because Hikaru Shida has been the best woman on that roster next to Nyla Rose and probably Rio, like when it comes to wrestling wise. So her being a number one contender really is, you know, something special that they need to look at and not just pass it over. Because I don't know if they was gonna have Nyla Rose do that Awesome Kong run, or if they were gonna just be like, hey, she's hot right now, and we can give her a chance with the title and have Nyla Rose chase it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that as far as how they doing it, since they're in, you know, everybody's kind of in quarantine and we're kind of just anything goes right now. I think they're just trying different things.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that also. So now it's time for the co-main event, and this is for the AEW Championship. which is Jon Moxley taking on Brody Lee. Now, I have another question. Did they change the rules of this matchup without me knowing?
Nah, the referee just didn't care.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was about to say, is this a false? I mean, is this a no disqualification or?
They always stress that out though. They always stress it to it's the referee's discretion. So one referee might disqualify them immediately, and another referee might just be like, okay, we can keep this going, and another referee might make it even more leeway where you can hit each other with weapons, and they just want the match to be done. So referee's discretion is what usually they say it is.
Okay. Well, for my referee's discretion, we had ourselves an Undertaker Triple H match at WrestleMania X7. Married to the point it was supposed to be a regular match, and they just go all over the place and just brawl. And this was Brody Lee's chance to show everybody, hey, I'm somebody new. I'm not Luke Harper anymore. You know what I'm saying? I've grown from this. Big Swole again got in Brody Lee's face. I'm like, she's everywhere tonight. She is everywhere tonight. So they bounce to the outside. They go. He slams Moxley on these rails and all that stuff like that. But suplexes him on the rail, and then Moxley gives him a shoulder back toss through this this table. I don't know where the hell it was at, and they were just German suplexing themselves in all the props, set themselves on all the props until we got to the stage. When we got to the stage, Moxley goes and hits a paradigm shift to Brody Lee through the stage.
Through the stage.
Brody Lee comes back up bleeding, and then Moxley gives him another paradigm shift in the ring, and then Brody Lee gives a good old indie kick out of one. And then he does it again. This time actually spikes him on his head, and then he kicks out again. Oh my, you know what? There's a different way to do the finish without, to me, killing a little bit of the paradigm shift. Moxley's 12-0 now in AEW.
I don't think they killed it. Well, actually, it depends because they want to build up Luke Harper as a strong guy he's never lost. But that's the type of thing I would have did with Lance Archer, not Luke Harper. I mean, not Brody Lee.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that with Lance Archer, but when it comes to, or even Warlord, but I'm like, the paradigm shift, I don't know. But then he hits a sleeper hold on him, and then he wins by submission, and he kind of like makes him pass out. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, but I mean, it wasn't nothing. It'd be different if it was like a different special kind of submission hold that he really uses. But the sleeper has been so redundant. I've seen Shayna Baszler, and I have seen Samoa Joe tap people out with the same sleeper hold. Even Dolph Ziggler back in the day, he used to use sleeper hold. I like people who use the variation of it, like when Taz did it. And he had a variation, had your arm in it, or just different variations of sleeper hold. I just thought he could have did something different. Or like even Lashley, who come back and start using the full Nelson again. And it's funny he used the full Nelson because he's the one who won the Master Lock Challenge. But I'm saying him using the full Nelson, as big as he is, it looks intimidating. I just felt as though the sleeper was like, okay. When you kicked out literally 3 paradigm shifts, and one was through the stage.
Yeah, you're right.
That's in my opinion, but
yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, but that's not what we came here for. This is what we came here for, and we came here for the match of the night, what everybody's here to see, and that is the Stadium Stampede matchup between the Inner Circle and the Elite. So the Inner Circle is coming out with all their football gear. They get the football entrance. First of all, they use up all of the Jacksonville Jaguars stuff. Because look, they probably said, I don't know if you're going to be using this stuff this year. So look, they have a whole arena to themselves.
Basically, yeah.
And I was just like, so they all come out there in football gear.
I like how they had jersey numbers and they was all like uniformed up.
I liked all that. If Sammy Guevara came out there with a football, I was like, why? But yeah, and then they came out with him and Ortiz had the helmets on. Then the Bucks came out, and then Kenny Omega was out, and then Matt Hardy. I'm just like, where's Adam Page? That's what I was saying to myself. Where's Adam Page? I was like, are we doing this? Are we doing this right now? Is Cody going to come out? But then no. So rings at the 50-yard line, and they just come out there and they just start swinging and attacking. I'm just like, just beating each other up out there on this 50-yard line.
They did an Avenger style too. Or,
they did.
Civil War style. Yep.
They did. They all did the clash, and I was like, I like that. And so he's up with Sammy Guevara hits with a trash can. He gets up because it was shot half cinematic, half not. And he turns around, he looks, and here comes Adam Page with the bandana on, looking like Aaron Black from Mortal Kombat, on a horse.
Riding on a horse.
Yeah, if you want to ride it. And then all of a sudden that horse starts galloping, and Sammy takes off. You hear me? He is gunning it, and I'm just like, look, it's one thing to take a bump from a golf cart, but you ain't taking no bump from no horse, bro. So he is gunning it, and now Hangman is all in the back looking for where Sammy Guevara is at. Then of course we get back, and then we see the Young Bucks with Santana and Ortiz, taking up in the ring tag team style. So they have a couple spots. Kenny Omega gets his little snap.
I just like while they fighting, Hangman just walking, trotting through the back.
Exactly.
With a horse.
But What'd
you say? No, I was gonna say he gets on and tells the horse to stay there.
Exactly. Oh yeah, because he was looking for him, and he was just like, but he seen the sign that leads to where. So, Guevara comes back out. And it's like, I escaped. Tries to hit a shooting star, misses the shooting star. But Sammy hits a springboard moves. What is it? Shooting star press to the outside, the pile up spot. But I'm just like, okay, I'm enjoying the match. I'm not going to, bother too much. Jericho and the Young Bucks with Guevara is on at the goalpost. Matt Jackson pulls out a ladder. Where the fuck he find his ladder at? Don't know. But he gets up.
I don't know either, but it was
he gets up ladder on the goalpost, and I'm just like, you know what? That goalpost is a little bit higher than I thought. So,
yeah, no, it very is. I thought it was gonna dig because when oh my god, who used to dunk on the goalpost? Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham used to dunk on it. They used to tilt over.
I was like, that was kind of high. So then Matt Jackson, what does he do? He hits a moonsault on everybody,
which is surprising because he's not the one that usually do that. It's usually Nick.
Exactly. So he does a moonsault down to everybody, and then now we're starting to go into the stands with Omega, Ortiz, and Santana.
Yep.
And then we go and we get to the pool, which I knew that Prime was talking. He kept telling me about this pool because, like I said, I don't live in Florida, so I don't know about this stadium like he does. We said he know about the pool, so it was Santana and Ortiz. They were sitting there trying to drown Matt Hardy, and they were in this pool. The pool's like 3 feet. I think it's not a deep pool. It's just something you could chill in. So they try to drown Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy comes, so they have an underwater camera to look at Matt Hardy's reaction. Matt Hardy.
Well, no, it's glass. It's glass.
Oh, it's glass. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, so I know that. So they had the camera under there and looking at Matt Hardy's reaction. Matt Hardy pops up. It's regular Matt Hardy, like Hardy Boy's Matt Hardy, and he starts trying to fight them all, but they take him back and they throw him underneath the water again, and he does the whole like Matt Hardy thing with the side, and then he comes up as one of my favorites, Matt Hardy version 1 from like 2003,
version 1.0,
version 1.0, and then I was just like, oh my god! So they had the Matt fact on the side. And then what
do they call it though? They called it like
they called
they
called it the matter of fact. So they had that, and the matter of fact was Matt can hold his breath for 346 seconds. So then
I do like how when it did pop up, I like how Ortiz and Santana was pointing to the side like they was reading what it was saying.
Exactly, yeah. And
I like that too.
And it also it showed at the bottom. It says Matt transfer to. It says Broken Matt, Classic Matt, Big Money Matt. So that was funny they didn't do the version 1 stuff. And like I said, version 1 was one of my favorite Matt Hardys. I thought that was very cool. And then he comes back up as Broken Man. What's it called? Damascus,
yep.
The Damascus. It comes back and just throws Santana and Ortiz in the pool, and then takes them out and they start fighting, soaking wet. So he showed the back tosses Ortiz through a table, with Ortiz laying across Santana on the table, Ortiz across it. He rings the bell. I like the way Ortiz was selling it as he rung the bell.
I did, because I didn't understand it.
Oh, he was just being stupid. What I didn't understand, he taped him to a chair. It's his computer chair, and then all of a sudden, like, he can't get up, and then he's beating up Santana as he is. He's trying to. I'm sorry about that. He's trying to help him out. He's trying to wheel himself to help out Ortiz, and then he just puts Ortiz inside this ice bin with the ice, and then puts a lock on it, and they're taken out. So I didn't know this.
I would have really liked if he would have kicked him in the pool in the wheelchair. But
oh god, yeah, we can't do that. So I'm curious to see if this was like a thing where it's like of elimination, or they just have to take them out, and then whoever gets the pinfall, whatever happens. So
well, no, I mean, I feel like this is just. I feel like it's like a Matt Hardy style, because if you watch any of his other matches, they kind of do happen like that, where they just eliminate somebody, and then that person is gone, and then they just that person just kind of goes to where the other action is.
Yeah,
it beats them up, and then they kind of beat that person up, then they kind of go. It's kind of like you meet somebody on the way, then y'all beat them up, then y'all go find somebody else, and y'all beat them up in the group. So
yeah. So Jake Hager is he walks in the back. He sees the horse, and he looks at the sign. He says, "I know where Hangman's at. This man's at the bar." So he sits there. He sees Hangman getting the drink at the bar. I don't know who's serving him. Be honest with you, but
he's self-serve.
Self-serve. So, and then he just sits there, and then he has a quick drink with Hangman, believe it or not, and then they start brawling. It's a bar fight at the Jaguars bar. So they had this bar fight. He tosses Hangman over the pool table, right on the floor, chokeslam, or I don't know if it's a chokeslam. It was like that little like side rock bomb thing on the pool table.
Yeah, like a Uranagi.
Yeah, slides him across the whole pool table, and then
I like the one thing he did. It was like in the movies that all the movies do.
Yeah,
the westerns.
Yeah, slide him right across the board. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Then all of a sudden he hits a gut wrench suplex, which I think that should be Jake Hager's finishing move. I like that gut wrench suplex he does. But then Adam Page
comes in.
Yeah, after he kicks out, Omega comes in, and then
they start jumping.
They jump to hell, hit it with the bubbly, and then they hit it with a V trigger. I like Omega bending down and him hitting the buckshot off his back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I thought that was cool. Hitting Jake Hager right over to the bar, and then so he pours Adam Page a drink, and he pours him a glass of milk, and then they toast.
He's a non-alcoholic.
Exactly. So I thought that was kind of cool. We go back out now to the outside where Matt Jackson and Sammy Guevara are out there, and Matt Jackson, God, he has the stamina of I don't know what, but he is sitting there and he's giving Sammy Guevara Northern Light suplexes,
Yep.
the length of the field.
I knew they was gonna do that spot when they did it on BTE, being the Elite, when they fought. He did it like the length of their backyard, so I knew that's what was gonna come.
Whoo! So there's this there is this mascot that's out there with Jericho and Nick Jackson.
Jackson DeVille.
Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah.
Oh, they was fighting on the other end. People was like, "Is that Pineapple Pete in that mascot suit?" People was wondering, and then
it would have been a good story if it was.
It would have been, but then Jericho gives the mascot a Judas effect, and I thought that was funny. And then Jericho gets super kicked right into the field goal kicker's net that we practice to kick his field goals. He falls over. That's hilarious.
It looked like he broke it.
It did. It did. The way Jericho was falling back. Him and Nick. Nick he goes to cover Nick after hitting him with something, And then Jericho was just like, after Nick kicks out, he's like, no, I challenge it. Replay. So him and the referee are going to the booth to go check out the replay of Nick Jackson kicking out. He calls her a shitty referee. And then
they were arguing the whole time. She was like, you're not even supposed to be in here. Get out.
Exactly. So then, as Matt Jackson is coming towards the end of doing his Northern Light suplexes to the end of the football field, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how. That is a lot. Now, was it? It was the complete length, wasn't it? Or was it halfway?
That was from end zone to end zone.
Whew, that was crazy. Sammy Guevara's out. Then the ref gives a flag for excessive celebration.
He was doing the Alex Wright.
Exactly. He was trying to, though. He wasn't doing it the great Alex Wright was. But then he gives the ref a super kick for giving him a flag for excessive celebration. Meanwhile, Jericho's about to hit Nick Jackson do a baseball bat through a table. Matt Jackson comes out of nowhere. Nick goes and jogs up the stairs. And then he comes back to get a full set of speed to jump on the bar and give the splash. I didn't go for the 450. I thought he was going to go for the 450, but he didn't.
Nah, I wouldn't even risk that because that was a long ways away.
It was a long ways away, and it was a long way down, too. I'm like, and then so here comes Adam Page with the chalk painter and goes and paints over Chris Jericho's face and everything with the chalk paint. I was like, oh, God, that's a spot I wouldn't take. I don't want that chalk paint in my face. I really don't. Sammy Guevara gets woken up by the sprinklers, and he thinks he won, but then no, here it comes. There it comes. He looks. He's like, not again. The golf cart comes, and they are chasing. First of all, Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy, the way they be acting when they be driving that golf cart, that joke is meme central. All right, it is. So Sammy Guevara this time outruns the golf cart and goes up on the top of where the stands with the fans is at. Kenny Omega.
I honestly thought they were gonna do a Benny Hill thing where they're just gonna keep it going for a little bit.
Oh, you don't? No, I didn't add too much, but then him and Matt Hardy start brawling, and then here comes Neo. Was it version 1? Neo.
Neo, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know why it's Neo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I read why it was Neo. Why is it called Neo again?
It's Jeff Hardy's middle name.
Oh, okay. And I'm saying, but
Nero, where he just Neo.
Exactly, but you know, there was a like the way it was spelled out for a reason. So I don't know what it was called, but
I forgot what it's like an actual acronym, like New Energized something. I forget.
Yeah.
Organism or something. Yeah.
So Kenny Omega has Sammy Guevara up for the One Wing Angel, and he brings him down. Oh my God, that shit was high when I seen him come down. At first, I was just like, it's gonna be like off the thing. That shit was. It's like where, like the lower level stands is at, and then they going down to where, like damn near the field. That they had to be about. You want to say about 20 feet?
Maybe because they like took a section there because that's where they used to enter from. They built the platform for them to stand on top in the seats, and instead of them landing on the ground, they landed on the platform on the bottom. Because when they first was up, that was like I don't even know where they at. That section don't even look familiar. But then I realized that they built a platform for them to stand on and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Very far down. Very far down.
Very far. Man, that don't scare me. I was just like I thought I was like, they keep going. And it was just like, and then they fell to all this like cardboard setup. I was like, that guy has to break their fall because they look like they fell about 15 feet.
Maybe 15, 16.
Yeah. Maybe. I would say the length of where Mick Foley fell off the Hell in a Cell is how much he fell. I don't think they fell as high as Shane did when it was 20 feet off the new Hell in a Cell, but I think, you know. So that was AEW Double Nut for 2020. Prime, give me your grade.
Give it a B.
Solid B?
Yeah, solid B. It's not absolutely perfect, and of course it wasn't as good as the first Double Nothing, but it was still very good.
It wasn't good as the first Double Nothing, but I give it about a B plus because there was a lot of stuff in the middle didn't need. We didn't need the Sean Spears stuff. Unfortunately, the Britt Baker thing got messed up, but hey, it's fine. But when it comes to Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida was great. I like the Inner Circle, the Stadium Stampede match, obviously, because that was their response to the Money in the Bank at the corporate towers. It was great. Moxley and Brody, because the referee let it go, was better than I thought it was going to be. MJF and Jungle Boy was my wrestling match of the night. And I can't hate on the ladder match, but it just was too overbooked for me. That's why I can't give it an A- or anything like that, but I give it a B+. So post your comments down below. How'd you guys feel about Double or Nothing? Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed our review of it. If you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, I may go order All Out on September 5th. But I like how AEW gives you months to break it up, because you save your money and go do it.
Yeah, and of course they might do the free ones like they did last year too.
Exactly. Also, so I thought it was cool, and I think with them being in that stadium, it helped out a lot. So that was good.
Can't wait till they have an actual event there with fans.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy, dude. So once again, this is NCN Place to Be. Chillin' Troy Mustaine, and then also not Deion Sanders for Prime Time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.